Hello to all you Capricorns. Welcome to your yearly forecast. It's a yearly view that we're going to take, which is a very big one, isn't it? For Capricorn, someone who's got the sun in Capricorn, the moon or the ascendant for 2018. This is of course very general. This is not tailor-made. If you really want to get to the nitty-gritty and the details and the tailor-made of what's going to happen with you, get in touch. But if you're interested in, I want to see in general what's going on with the Capricorns, and then this video might be interesting for you. It's 2018, it's the earth signs are a bit more, how would I say, in the limelight, in the spotlight, and certainly you Capricorns, because you're going to have Saturn in your sign. And I know probably when you take that detail of Saturn in your sign, you probably think that's going to be hard, it's going to be restrictive, that's going to be difficult. It's a bit more than that. It's first of all, Saturn is coming home, so to speak, because Saturn is a ruler of Capricorn. So it's a very strong Saturn, so it does good things to you. And secondly, that Saturn, it's also very interesting to see whether these slow planets are making other connections with slow planets, and if they are going to be harmonious or not. And they're going to be very harmonious. So that's why Saturn in Capricorn for the Capricorns is not going to be bad at all. Of course, in general, because Saturn trines even Uranus next year. And that is going to happen around August, September time. Let's talk about that. So Saturn in your sign, certainly you're into a cycle of maturity, you're into a cycle of responsibilities, but normally, I say normally, Capricorns already exude that, already are welcoming that, unless you are very young Capricorn, or unless you have lots of other planets in exactly the opposites, the opposite flavors of Capricorn, which would be a very strong Uranus, for instance, or a very strong Jupiter, which is a bit the opposite of Capricorn. So it's a time for you to structure yourself, to less is more, and that's really a sentence that is very dear to you. It's when it comes, I'm going to have a look at career, health, and finances, and romance. So when it comes to career, it could really mean that less is more. It could really mean that you're solidifying your career. It could really mean that you work hard to establish maybe a new career for those of you who just are going to start a career. So it's certainly a good time for those of you who want to structure, and that will come quite easy for you if you embrace that energy. That trine with Uranus, and that Uranus is for you happening in your 5th house of self-expression, means that there's a balance between the old and the new. So it's not that way that we are going to take away the old and break it down to pieces like Pluto is doing in your sign for quite a long time, and then integrate something totally new. No, with the trine between Saturn and Uranus, it means that what can I keep here? What can I keep, a trade of mine or a job of mine that is quite good for me and that is quite stable, but explore a little bit new as well, and do something new when it comes to creation, when it comes to project, when it comes to self-expression, when it comes to hobbies, because there's a very beautiful balance between these two energies. And certainly with Uranus coming into Taurus in May is fantastic for the Capricorns, for those of you who want a new hobby, who want a bit more excitement in their life. And it heightens up that excitement by doing something Taurus-like, maybe a new cooking course, or maybe a new course that has to do with maybe with money, how you can grow your money, which could be Uranus in the 5th house, and it's very earthly indeed. So that's pretty nice energy for you Capricorns. The other outer planets are also all in the same element, which is you, earth sign, or in water signs, which is very, very good indeed. So don't think that because Saturn comes into your sign, for Sagittarius it was way more difficult, because of what I just explained. You know, it's coming home in its own sign, and it's beautifully trining other things. You know, while Saturn was in Sagittarius, it had much more of a difficult time with Neptune. Saturn that squared the Neptune, and it was a lot of Sagittarians and also the other mutable signs that were having quite a hard time. So for you it's going to be just easier to construct and to build your foundations and to climb the ladder. So on a work level it looks good. It looks good for the Capricorns. What on a social level? It looks good as well. Why is that? Because Pluto is still in your first house, so you're still transforming a lot. And with Saturn there, it's really transforming. And of course, when you make so many changes on yourself, the people that you are going to attract are going to be different as well. So, but that makes a smooth aspect now with Neptune in your third house and Jupiter in your 11th. What does it mean? It means that socially, you won't have to do that many effort. It's going to be a bit of a magic in your life. I mentioned for all the signs where is the bit of magic that's going to happen, because this is of the trines and the sextiles that are happening between all these planets. And for you, it's definitely in the in your day-to-day communication, in your day-to-day people that you encounter, your and also in the friends that you encounter. There is very positive energy there. And for a Capricorn, it's not always easy to find that, because you're ruled by Saturn, which is boundaries. It's not always easy for a Capricorn to feel very at ease and to feel very relaxed with other people. That's gonna shift. So if you are single, there could be coming someone into your life that comes through friends because of Jupiter in the 11th house, or through the internet even, with having Neptune there in the 3rd house. It's a good timing for relationships around May and August, because then those two planets make a beautiful aspect. If you are already in a relationship, it means that there is a bit of a more of a soul connection going on. It's not really outspoken, but doing pleasant things and doing things with friends, with your loved one, could really improve your soulmate connection that you already have and deepen it. And that's the magic that's there to be possibly happening for a lot of you Capricorns out there. So on a relationship level, it looks pretty good. Then on a health level, there's nothing really happening in the 6th house, but of course Saturn is in your sign, so the only warning here is that you could have a little bit less energy. You could have to watch your body a little bit more, your health a little bit more, and just listen to your body basically. I know it sounds so silly, but it's true. If you're tired and your body is telling you that it is tired, try to relax, try to do something, listen to your body, don't pile up, because it's only then that the problems could come. So a bit less energetic could be the case when it comes to health wise. Of course, I'm not a doctor and I'm not seeing here the individual chart here, but that's in general. So things could go a little bit slower. But again, I think Capricorns can deal with that, because they know when things go slowly, there's quality there that you're working on.